Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players. This is Anditesh Ordo, and today I'm going to be talking about possible Separatist droids coming to the game, as well as a few other non-droids. But I really want to talk about the Separatist droids, and I'm going to be covering characters that are currently in the game. And they are in the Geonosis Republic offense, as you see on screen. So I'm going to, scan through them, talk about their kits a little bit, and some suggestions, and hopefully, maybe these are some options that can actually come to the game in the year 2020. We're supposed to, there's a big prediction of having, of course, a spaghetti code fix so that we can, some sort of spaghetti code, so they can bring out more content. So hopefully we get not just more content for like PvE side, but more characters, because that's what I'm feeling like we need still, just to spice up the arenas, especially Grand Arena. So first off, you see here is the B2 rocket trooper. There are two kits here for some reason, so I'm gonna talk about him when we get down there. But we also got a couple of Geonosian B1 battle droids. Deal physical damage to target enemy with 20% turn meter to a random ally. Has no positive status effects. Not bad. And then an AoE, it's kind of like Darth Maul's AoE, physical damage, days for a couple of turns or so. Nothing too broken. Granted, the one other thing that would be added if this is a character added, the commander is a unique, so it'd be a 3 ability character. Just same way with the B1 battle droid. Three character or 2 characters that are just basic. 3 abilities, nothing more, nothing less. Unless they're the first times we just add like characters with no uniques. That could be a thing too. First characters where they're just 2 omegas, that's it. Basic special, that's it. Nothing else. If they did that, it'd be kind of cool and unique, and doing it with battle droids kind of would make sense. So we already got B1 in. B1 heavy gunner. I want to talk about this guy for a minute. The B1 heavy gunner. The physical damage to all enemies, inflict speed down for 2 turns, and deal physical damage to all enemies twice. Deal damage a 3rd time to target locked enemies. Can't be countered. And then he has some other stuff. Honestly, I would not mind seeing a variation of this for not just the Separatist droids, but a turret-based character for all the big main factions, the 6 to 8 factions, being Empire, Rebels, Galactic Republic, Separatist droid. There's even a little wiggle room to add a Geonosian with their big Geonosian type guns. Resistance, First Order, Sith Empire, and Old Republic all getting one of these variations. I could also see some of these variation droids being tanks, not like durable tanks, but just tanks that, draw the attention away. Because if you think about it, in a lot of, first or third person shooters, every time you run up to someone that has like a turret, you got to get in cover, and they're like the main focus. You got to take them out before you take anyone else out, because they're going to, if you walk out, you get mowed down. They've done this in Halo, Call of Duty, etc., etc. So, even some of the Star Wars games, so this character here, especially since they all have to do is probably rescan, maybe change a few things and abilities of the kit and some of the animations, but they kind of got kind of a starting point. And adding, if they did it in 1 month where, in a 4-week period, every week 2 characters were added, got, faction rivals essentially added, and started from Empire and Rebels to Galactic Republic and Separatists, Old Republic and Sith Empire, and then First Order and Resistance, in order of when they came out. They would actually be, unique kits. So that's kind of my thoughts on that one. Now here's the B2 Rocket Trooper. He's another one. He's one that actually taunts. I'm not going to go over his elite ability, but deals physical damage, target enemy, and then he also deals damage to all enemies. and then he calls a target ally to assist, which would probably be he's the summon character you get in the Dark Side GOTB. And he always calls a Separatist. Doesn't any ally, just a Separatist. So honestly, it's not bad. And then he does have a deal physical damage to all enemies, inflicting healing immunity, stuff like that. But then there's also the fact this kit is a little bit different than the one up top. So they could probably do some combo variation of that, both of them. Having maybe instead of 35% counter chance, like maybe 40, 45%, or in between there somewhere, 35, 40, 45. But then he also taunts for a turn at the end of each of his turns. He's a rocket trooper. Jet troopers should also be tanks, because if you see him flying over, you don't want him landing down and ambushing you. You gotta kind of take him out. So it makes sense for some of these like rocket troopers. I wouldn't be surprised, that's another like Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the current one, not the original, even though the original one is awesome. Don't get me wrong. But each faction has some sort of rocket jet trooper. They could do this with this game too. A lot of these factions that I mentioned, the main big 8 factions, they need some more tanks. They need some more characters in general, but especially like Old Republic, Sith Empire. But they also need more tanks to give them more, versatility in other teams when you use them and, have multiple teams. Like Karth, he only has mission Zalbar. And if you pull those two away to I'm trying to think, a scoundrel team, or you pull Juhani away, you need that other, tank there. So you could also do that where you pull Jedi and scoundrels, and then you can actually have a Karth team if they actually had more, but still. But going back to it, the rocket trooper would be definitely a cool character to add. Super battle droid, it'd be cool to see him in the game. Just kidding. I just hope they don't ever add the droid battalion to super battle droid. I like super battle droid as is. I don't think they will. This guy's the next guy. He still needs unique, but this guy could be a 4-ability character. BX series commando droid. I've bet a lot of players have been wanting this character added to the game. I like the kit the way it is in this scenario, especially the lunging strike where he has a chance to inflict armor shred, does 20% more damage for each buff and debuff on target enemy. So if you're facing a Yoda team or a Sith Empire team or Jedi Revan or Darth Revan team, he's going to do more damage. And then enemies defeated can't be revived, so that's kind of nice. I feel like every faction should at least have one of those characters that prevents revives. Like Bounty Hunters has 2. Galactic Republic technically has, a whole team as long as you use gas as lead. But it's always nice to have a faction be able to answer characters that just do the rapid revives. Ewoks, Night Sisters, and Jedi Revan teams. So that's another character. The command droid, there's, at the start of the battle, he also, he has at the start of command droid's turn, gain 8 stacks. I kind of like some of these characters synergizing with B1's droid battalion. So, command battle droid actually does that, maybe like 4 stacks versus 8. But something like that. Like, just to allow some more synergy with those teams that do have droid battalion. I forgot to mention one thing. Another thing with the heavy gunner. Yeah, use him, have him somewhat similar to the droid battalion, have some sort of synergy. Like he has a small limited amount if B1 is not in the party, but if B1 is in the party, he does have, he kind of works with that B1's. So it just kind of makes things interesting, unless they fall maybe below 50% turn meter. General Grievous, we got to add him to the game. Just kidding. General Kalani, I do want to talk about him, but there's one other character I want to talk about first, and that is T-Series Tactical Droid. This character is another character that could potentially, even though I feel like T-Series Tactical Droids have been known to use blasters, but this one specifically is made obviously for the territory battles, but it also is set up to retreat if there's, no other allied combatants. He retreats. I kind of like that, but yeah, it could go both ways. But he grants defense, penetration, offense, and retribution for 2 turns to another random ally. So he's kind of a buff spreader. All B1 and super battle droids double their droid battalion stacks. I wouldn't do that. First off, give her the B2 because we're never going to have B2. I don't think we're ever going to have B2 as a droid battalion. But B1, instead of adding double, you know, maybe adding like 10 or 15 stacks to them. Then other allies recover 30% health and protection. That's cool. I like that. And then the optimal positions. I actually like that. Another character that synergizes with the droid battalion. I do not see why we couldn't have that. And maybe one thing in his unique would be kind of cool is, let's see, droid allies can be countered. B1 allies can critically hit enemies. Ooh, that one's kind of nice. Maybe that'd be a Zeta form or something. But no, honestly, one of the things I would say with the unique for T-Series Tactical Droid and or General Kalani when we get to them is actually having it to where allies that damage allies, like Grievous is, unique. Any ally that damages other allies, that damage is reduced, to Separatist and droid allies. And the droid battalion stacks actually, instead of losing I think it's 8 or something, it loses half the amount. So it's it's reducing that damage. So either having General Kalani, and maybe General Kalani, if he's the one that has that set up, he can't be damaged by any allies. He's immune to all ally unique damaging effects. So it'd be kind of cool. But again, here's another one. All droid, I think he's another one that can't be revived. He escapes from battle. I don't know about the can't be revived thing. I would take that out. But he's another character. This is another character I for sure would rather definitely see with a blaster. He doesn't need to have the escaping from battle, but I think they had too much power in the territory battles to make him have at least a basic blaster damage. But he's inflicting target lock, reviving a random droid ally with 50% health and protection, and then all out. This is a kit that's pretty solid. Update a little bit, make it so that it's not here it is actually calculated approach. B1 droid allies can't lose more than 8 stacks of droid battalion per turn. So lose more than 8 per turn. So that's kind of nice. So I need a multi-assist like Han Solo's basic. That's actually could be, viable. Allies have 50% counter chance. Cool. Of course, that I could see being in a leadership role. B2's part wouldn't be in there. B1 droid allies, maybe can't lose more than 7 or 6, or something like that. So it actually just controls the battle, controls that, that synergy a little bit, or that mechanic of the droid battalion. It'd be kind of cool. Sniper droid, I like this one. This is another character that definitely could make it in. He is similar to Droideka in a way, but he's a sniper droid, so I feel like he could do higher damage than Droideka, but at the same time, he can have some, maybe even more squishier, I don't know. He also ignores taunt, which that is a cool thing that Droideka doesn't do. Also, I would also hope they don't add the damage immunity. It makes sense for Droideka, but not sniper droid. Talked about him, the Brute Alpha, Geonosis Brute, Soldier, Spy, Sunfac. I'm surprised they didn't add a random other Geonosian to the game. But I think that's a majority of all of the characters I see added. But a lot of these are already in here. Here we go. This is one of the non-separatist droids, actually non-separatist, that could be added. Now, granted, they have to, control this a little bit, dumb down it a little bit, but I'm sure they could do something with it. But Nixu, being able to ignore taunt and protection is huge. This bleed effect would be kind of cool as an actual part of his kit for abilities. Maybe even have it in there where, he does, Geonosians do reduce damage per, you know, assist, you know, or just enemies that assist against Nixu do a little bit less damage. Be kind of cool to see that. So like it's like they do 50% less damage, then 60% less damage, then 70, you know, it kind of stacks in a way. Be kind of cool. Or just have it to where, you know, Nixu has a hate, like can't be damaged as much, as well as dealing more damage to Geonosians and non-Jedi Galactic Republic. Be kind of cool that way. Kind of like I feel like Wampa should be like that for Rebels, where instead he already does more damage to Rebels, but he doesn't do doesn't have the reduced damage. On top of he doesn't do anything with Imperial Troopers, which he could do, you know, resist and do more damage to. Kind of like that. Just these characters kind of make sense for that. Or this character does kind of make sense to, you know, kind of hate to the non-Jedi Galactic Republic as well as the Geonosians. And obviously Reek and I was gonna say Jango Fett, but Reek would definitely be too big for the map, so no. Jango Fett, he's already in, obviously. HMP droid gunship would be cool to see in the game for ships. It would give us another Separatist droid ally. We already have Hyena Bomber, Vulture Droid. Do they have the Tri-Star Fighter? I forget if they do. They have Houndstooth, IG-2000, Slave One. Makes sense for Slave One. I wonder if they animated the... I haven't played Lightside GOTB, so I wouldn't know fully. Well, I've played it, but I just, you know, can never get very far. So I just deploy because my team's just sucks. My dark side is better than my light side. Oh, that's kind of a miss. They should have had the droid Tri-Starfighter, or the whatever it's called. But still, going back to it though, one ship that could be added from this is the HMP droid gunship, just to give some more Separatist synergy, as well as the Tri-Starfighter, the droid Tri-Starfighter. But aside from that, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with, you know, these characters being added? Like, I know they're already in the game in a way, but honestly, being able to be added to the game as a possible playable characters, I feel like it'd be kind of cool to see. But yeah, let me know again what you guys think in the comments below. Any other ones you'd like to see that that's not in this game currently, that you would like to see added? I'm sure there are other Separatists, I'm sure there's other Separatist variation droids that could be added. But other than that, let me know. Again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all those that watch the videos I make, and you guys have a phenomenal day.